Hi everyone. Well, it was a nice break from the, the dreaded Pinephone, but got some feedback from some viewers. I'd like to go over that, and then we're going to discuss the dreaded stuck text message issue, and I'll tell you what I did to alleviate it. Not solve it, because I'm not sure what the cause is, but we'll discuss that today, and hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. Okay, so um, we're going to talk about the text messaging. So what I found was there were 23, 24 in total text messages stuck on the phone. Now, a few guys said command line to delete them, stuff like this. Well, if they're text messages, I don't want to delete them. I want them to pass on through, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do that. So, command line, I'm sure if you're a Linux enthusiast, that's hard to say at this time of day, that you have no problem with that, but the end user doesn't want command line. We want GUI. So I found Modem Manager GUI, um, and it showed me 23 text messages from phone number 3999. The text message was, the body of it was random alphanumerals about 100 plus long, very long. You could scroll over and over and over. 23 of them. And then there was one from a legitimate phone number. And this phone number is kind of unique because it can't send text messages. Let me tell you about that. So this phone number is one of those companies that you don't have a good long distance plan with your provider. So you buy long distance from somebody else. So you call a different number and then you call the person you want to call. And the person you're calling, when they look at their call display, it gives the number of the long distance provider that you're using. So there's no way for you to text using that. It's a landline number, I guess. I don't know what you call it, but it's a long distance calling number. So there's no way for that person who called me to be able to text like that because they're using a landline. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm going to show you the application if you can see it. Get up a little closer there. Modem Manager GUI. So I use this to delete the alleged text messages, which 23 of them came from a phone number that doesn't exist, as far as I know. I tried searching it and I couldn't identify where it's from, and of course I deleted the other one too. And I guess I realized afterward I probably should have showed you them before I deleted them, but I wasn't thinking about you guys. Sorry. So anyway, so this app is kind of good. So at least it allows you to easily, without having to look up a command line and type it into the terminal, a way to clear up that problem so you can continue using the phone. Because a phone without texting is incoming text, especially, is no good to anyone. So I don't think it's a Mobian problem. One guy, LimMobNet, YouTube user, um, always got lots of good things to say. He recommends I do it in Mobian, but I installed Arch Linux ARM as well, and I couldn't get text message either. Once they're stuck, it doesn't matter what operating system you're using; they're stuck. So anyway, I got them released. The question is, what are these 23 text messages from phone number 3899 or 3999? I don't know. But at least I can see what's going on now and hopefully figure out what causes it and then figure out what to do to prevent it on a permanent basis. Because this is just basically a band-aid. I can clean it up. And I certainly hope I don't have to delete legitimate text messages that I'd rather read than delete. We'll keep our fingers crossed there. So also, LinMobNet says I can turn off location services to solve the Firefox spyware problem. Well, yeah, I don't want to turn them off. I want to use them for my purposes. I want to control who uses them. So that's not really a fix. And And he also mentions that you can totally uninstall Firefox by using sudo pacman -r Firefox in the terminal. It says it's an unknown command when I try it, and I've read up on this. Firefox somehow powers the desktop on Mobian and some other distributions. So you can't uninstall it. That's why it's in a your organization controls some of the settings on it mode, because it's built in like Internet Explorer was in Windows. Firefox is built into Mobian and you can't remove it. So that's not a good thing. I don't want a spying Firefox telling someone my exact location, and turning it off is no good because I want the weather app to know where I am so it can give me the appropriate weather. And having to turn it on and off, on and off. I do that with the Samsung Google phone now. I don't want to do that. I want what they say at fossmint.com. Pinephone, open source smartphone for Linux. A smartphone for everyone, they say, last year in February. Everyone, not just Linux enthusiasts. So again, more deception. So it says here that most secure Linux phones for privacy in 2020. And it shows the Pine phone. Well, Firefox is not secure because it calls home unless I turn off location services, and I don't want to have to turn it off. I want to use it for other purposes without having to give away free information to the Mozilla location project or whatever it's called. So very disappointing on that part, but at least now we've got the text message stuck problem identified, and now we can start troubleshooting it to see what it is that causes it to get stuck and why is it we have to delete them rather than just release them. And give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back. Hi everybody, I'm back. So RTP, Privacy and Tech Tips YouTube user, had some interesting thoughts about how to back up this Pinephone, because this thing's bugging me to install updates. I remember when I did that with the original operating system, whose name I've forgotten already. Who was it? Mobian's what I'm using now. It was I don't remember who it is anymore. I've forgotten about it. It was terrible, whatever it was, Plasma something or other. Yeah, hang on, I'm going to look it up. Yes, Manjaro. So he gave me some ways to back up this edition, because with Manjaro, I'm pretty sure when I installed the updates, there was two sets of them. First a big one, and then another small one, and then the phone didn't boot anymore. And then the image I downloaded to try and recover also wouldn't boot. So I know something went wrong there, probably with an update. So I don't want to experience that again, because that's a real piss off to have a disabled phone. So I want to be able to back this up, put in another SIM, restore it to not a SIM, a SD card, sorry. All these cards, so many different acronyms. I'm going to write an acronym dictionary. It'll be the best seller in the world, I'm sure. So I want to get another SD card and restore the backed up image to that and be able to boot from it just like it's the original one. And then always do that before making changes, adding or removing software, or installing updates. And then it's an instant recovery situation if things go wrong. Nice way to test patches before you install them too, because I'm still not sure who's sending me the patches. I guess it's the Mobian community. Somebody could comment on that and enlighten me as to who's responsible for patching these OSs, or is anyone responsible? I don't know. Everything's for free, so can I really count on anyone when I'm not paying for anything? So I guess the only other problem I have with RTP's tips is that I need a Linux box to do this, because all its commands are apparently I can't have the SD card mounted when I make an image of it, which is fine strange, because I could make an image of a Windows machine on the machine and put it on another drive. You can't do this with Linux products? I find that hard to believe. So anyway, in order to back this up, I need a Linux machine to plug the phone into and use jump drive, whatever it is, to expose the eMMC card so I can back up the image and hopefully make a duplicate image out of it and be able to successfully restore that to an SD card or, heaven forbid, the original storage on the phone if necessary. And until I determine how that's going to work, I'm not going to update the phone because it's currently working, and I don't want to have another dead phone that doesn't boot. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor. Okay, we're back. So, anyway, still is not ready for prime time, this phone. It's still a long ways to go, and it seems to be moving very slowly. Um, Again, like Fossmint and some other places, people saying differently a year ago. And I get comments in the mail, in the comment section, about how I didn't read the fine print before ordering, but I say to you guys who say that, you didn't read the fine print on the homepage that sells you the product, that says it's a great phone and works for everybody. You know, let's go back to Fossmint for a minute here. Pinephone is created not only to provide end users with an excellent functioning Linux phone. What? Excellent functioning? It's barely functional, and this is from 2020 February. It's still barely functional a year and a half later. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Who is the name of this guy? I want to quote him here. Divine Okoi, Okoi. He's the one that says it's divinely functioning, and I dispute that claim. It doesn't work very well at all. And there's several things that persist. Bluetooth is not functional on any operating system I've tried. Okay, I've only tried 3 of them, but I'm sure they're all the same. And I recall some guy in a while back commented about how it's very difficult to write software for this. Well, people have already done it years ago. It's just problem is it's a trade secret because you have to pay for it. BlackBerry did it. I had a BlackBerry phone for many years. The Bluetooth was fabulous, way better than Android. Android always checks the list in the cloud before the list on your phone. BlackBerry didn't rely on any third-party servers to keep a list of your contacts, not like thieving Android does. And so Bluetooth technology on smartphones has been around for a long time, and the only reason you don't know what the code is because the code is protected, and it's a secret because somebody doesn't want to share it with you because they spend all the money to develop it, and here we are waiting for some people not getting paid to do the same thing, and I suspect it's never going to happen. And this piece of hardware is going to be retired without ever being a quality Linux phone. And that's how I feel about it. So anyway, whatever you do, don't buy one unless you like lots of grief. And being a Linux enthusiast won't change anything. You'll just be busy making it work properly again after it fails for unknown reasons. Anyway. Yeah, battery life is still poor. Camera's okay, not super fantastic, not high resolution camera. No way to make a film on this thing. No video so far that I know of. I would be nice if you could choose a ringtone that isn't just constant ringing and without any breaks in it. And the Bluetooth is paramount. It needs to have Bluetooth functional and be reliable. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you soon.